In case you're looking for something to include inside a journal for Christmas, maybe you'll like some of these ideas. Hi there! Welcome again to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Agnes de Bezenac. A few of the things that I love to share with you here on this channel are some of my journals and anything related to personal growth, self-care, well-being, and mixed in with a little bit of art and creativity. In this specific video, I'm sharing with you a little bit about my Christmas journal. So this one is from last year. I found a beautiful little book with a red cover, and I thought this would be the perfect journal for that. It's not a book that I bought or found in a shop. It's just one from a printer as an example and sample of their papers and notebooks. And then I included a pretty little sticker for the cover. But I think anything that you find or that maybe you already have would work just fine. I always try to find some ways to use up empty books because I have so many of them. That's just something that I treat myself to and that I enjoy. And what makes it a little bit different is that it's not super artsy and fancy. As you can see, it's very simple, very small, very plain. And this is exactly what I wanted for it. I didn't have a lot of time and effort to put into making it really fancy and beautiful. So I decided to make something simple and personal and meaningful to me. It's not going to be a tutorial on how to make a beautiful, gorgeous work of art. You can find so many on YouTube by so many other amazing artists out there. I would love to treat myself to something like that. Maybe I'm going to try one out, maybe a page or two, but it does take some time and effort and putting some time towards it. I'm going to share with you here 3 ideas that I've come up with for what I could include in a Christmas journal. If you like to write, if you like to journal, maybe a friend has gifted you a beautiful Christmas journal and you're not sure what to put into it. This might give you a little idea or inspiration. It's always a little bit hard to start with an empty book, an empty page. Maybe you know of that expression, especially for a creative and an artist. It's the fear of the empty page. So I think it's the same thing with writing and with journaling. So I always like to give myself some little prompts and some little challenges in that way so I can have some ideas of what to write. Of course, I think I could fill up a book in no time, just writing some thoughts and feelings and questioning myself about different things. But because this one was all related to Christmas, I wanted all things Christmas. And I actually created some cards to go along with this journal. To be very honest, I think I created them before thinking of putting them in a journal. And here's my little Christmas treasure box that I take out every Christmas, every month of December. Here are the little cards. So I have a few of them here. If you would like, you can use these as well. You can find them in the link below. But I just wanted to show you how I included these cards and put them in my journal as a way to use the cards and also as a way to fill up my journal. So these are journal prompts. These are just little words with a beautiful winter scene that I wanted to remind myself of and to actually reflect about. So when I use these as cards, I just sit quietly with my hot cocoa or a cup of tea and just think about one of these words and reflect on it. What does it mean to me? How does it make me feel? How can I have more of it? What would it mean for me to delve deeper into that topic? And relating it to Christmas and this season. And it's a beautiful time of meditation or quiet time if you want something meaningful. And then I also created myself some affirmations related to the month of December and for Christmas. So they're actually really pretty backgrounds and I cut them out. So maybe I'll create one for you as I go through it. I didn't want to be hard on myself. If there's anything in this channel that I try to encourage you with, or the way I want to come across, is that I'm very intentional about keeping everything that I do very gentle. I don't make it anything that I have to do, because when I have to do something, I often don't do it. So I make it all about what I want to do, or I get to do, I would love to do. And this is what a journal is for me. So even though I had all these intentions to fill it up, it's actually not even full. And I'm not going to finish it because this year I'm going to do a new journal, a different type of journal. But I want to show you that it's okay. It's okay not to finish a journal. It's okay not to finish a book. You got started, and actually I finished Christmas season. Let's see what the last date is. Date was actually the 29th of December last year. So I'm actually really proud of myself. So starting off with, I picked a word, joyful, one of these cards. I wrote, I fill up on joy today. It's my tasty, energetic drink that fills me up and helps me feel good all day. I'm having a jolly good Christmas season and working on all my little card projects, soaking in all their goodness for me first before I share them with others. So these little cards is what I was working on last year, and I worked to it during the month of December, which is the reason why I didn't actually share it with you last year. I really want whatever I share to be something that I actually experience myself first. That's the reason why I don't share a journal right away. I kind of soak up all the goodness first, and then I give from my overflows. To continue here, they light me up. They bring out a little childlike fun in me. When I get a little stressy over this time of year, with lots of events or crowds or shopping and preparing and thinking of what gifts or activities and games, joy is my play with possibilities. Joy is coming back home and finding something I love to cherish, and that makes me smile. Joy is when I think about our fun family traditions at this time of year. Joy is in the twinkling lights on the tree and the windowsills. Joy is what gets me into the Christmas spirit. Whenever I think of that word, I just write down what comes. Sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's an experience, sometimes it's a quiet moment. Sometimes it's just a little reflection like that. The last few days I've been going back to this book and I'm like, wow, this is actually a beautiful little gift to myself, even though it was from last year. And then I got an affirmation. So this is taken from one of these cards. I cut them out. I call them Christmas Cheers, December affirmations. So you can find this download as well on the link below. I decided to make them as cards, but then it was something that I wanted to include in my journal. So at first I just wrote it down. So this one was, I put to bed the old of yesteryear, and I explore and reflect on the new. And then again, I just wrote down what comes to mind. I decided that I would make a set just for my journal. So these are the ones that I just reflect upon and read as little cards, maybe during my tea times. And then I wanted to actually start gluing things to make my journal pretty. And as you can see, I decided to glue them because why not? Any way that I can make my journal a little bit more pleasing to the eye, and that's what makes it attractive and invites me to come back to these. I didn't want to make it really fancy and artsy because I have other journals for that. I have some other journals that are so crafty, and I do cutouts and rip outs and cut magazines and pictures and paintings, and some of them I just want them to be very simple. And this is why I'm sharing it with you here, because I want you to see that it doesn't have to be anything complicated for it to be beautiful and for it to be meaningful for you. And as I did here, I like to reflect on it even a little bit more, or maybe personalize the affirmation to a specific situation that I'm going through. I just made a smaller version for this book rather than these big cards. And then the cards with little journal prompts, I also printed them out. So these are some of the journal prompts. And this is probably what this is here before I decided to start gluing them. The journal prompt was, what are some ways to give myself the best of care and nourishment during the season? I wrote a few things that I wanted to focus on during this season without getting too hard on myself again, without delving into the have-tos or the musts. So these are some of the things that I wanted to add to my routines that I was already doing. Oh, here it says a gift to myself. This is when these gifts come to play. I also have some little cards, gift cards. These ones are little gifts to my family. And here are little gifts to myself. So I decided that every day or every few days, I would choose a gift for my family, to give to my family, and a gift to give to myself. So I also wrote that down here. And so let's see how I ended up making this. A gift to myself, gifting, and then gifting to my family. So I think each time, every few days, when I picked one out, when I picked out a gift card, maybe that's why I mixed them all up. They were all mixed up into a cup or in a little box, and then I picked whichever one came first. That's the order I put them in my journal. I think that's what it is, if I remember correctly. And every time I picked out a gift, I glued it there to make it pretty. And I put a gift for myself and, oh, that's a long one. I guess, and sometimes they were gifts just to my family. I think when it's a gift to myself, it looks like I personalize it a little bit more and delve deeper into it. Anyway, let me give you an example. Take a midday break, rest, lay down on the couch, listen to Christmas music, and allow myself to totally relax into well-being in a Christmas way. That's rare to be able to do that, so that really was a beautiful gift. And then what I'm gifting to my family that day was I write them a Christmas note on a Christmas present card with something I appreciate about them. Oh, so I think that's what I did. I made a whole bunch of little cards like this as well. So they're really tiny and cute. And I folded it like this and I wrote them each a little note. So it doesn't have to be anything big or grand, but I wanted it to be something different. And I wanted this to be part of my little Christmas tradition, this journal. What I love about a personal journal is that there are no rules. There's no judgment. There's no have-tos. But I did give myself 2 rules for this journal. One is I needed to be honest and true to me. Whatever I wrote in here, whatever I included in here needed to be something that touched me. And number 2, I decided I would allow whatever came in the moment. So it could be a word, it could be a phrase, it could be a sentence, it could be a paragraph, it could be a whole page, but any of it is okay. Some days I only had the time to cut out a little affirmation page and glue it in my book, and that was my day's entry, and all that was totally okay. Another gift to myself, create a meal plan for the week. That's a good one. It was to help me simplify, thoughtful. So here's again another one of those full cards. Thoughts fill my mind each day, but today I'm giving special attention to be extra mindful and intentional about my thoughts, if that's even possible. I can feel more Christmassy if I want to. I just think it. I can feel more loving and caring. It starts in my thoughts. I can offer and prepare beautiful and thoughtful gifts, even if we are doing generic Christmas gifts this year. This is with my family. I think all day long, but how often do I just make that my focus without trying to multitask or accomplish something? It is kind of rare that I gift myself a chance to just reflect, ponder, and think. I think the best time would be while I take a coffee break, step away from my computer, look outside or look at the tree lights, and see, allow, and embrace what comes to mind. That's how I can fill up my love cup today and feel whole and complete. So that was my little note to myself about being more thoughtful. So here's another affirmation. I'm grateful to be surrounded by a loving family. I remind each one of how much I love and appreciate them. So I'm not going to read everything. It would be way too long. But because my family is my greatest joy at the moment, at Christmas time, it's so wonderful to be together and it's a treat and we appreciate every moment of it. So I definitely wrote about that. Here, the gift, blissful. Here's another affirmation. I take time to reflect and ponder on what is most important this time of year. And of course, I think something always comes to mind, comes to heart when you just take a moment to ponder, just to reflect on a little word or an affirmation, something loving and encouraging. Oh, and this one, this one is about reflecting and pondering. So I actually went quite deep into this, and I even wrote myself a little something related with each letter of the word. Reflect, repose, embrace, E for embrace, F for family times, L for love, E for enjoy, C for care, and T, oh, for lots of things. Time, time off, time with family, time to create and collage, time to do nothing at all, time to rest, time to laugh, time for hugs and cuddles, time to relax. Anyway, so many things that I would like time for right now. I love that entry. A gift to myself, acceptance with my body, even if it's extra flabs lately. Yeah, maybe it comes from all those Christmas cookies and sweets. Grateful, a reflection refills. So that's what I call them. And again, thinking about what I could be grateful for. So this is just a little book, and I think this was all I could manage, just a little book, and I wanted to at least write a little page a day, whether it was answer a journal prompt or give myself a gift and a gift to my family. I decided to make a special Christmas snack. I'll freeze bananas and fromage blanc, which is white cheese, onto a tray. I'll melt chocolate and peanut butter and sprinkle on top some peanuts and cut into bars and serve with hot apple juice or hot cocoa. This season passes too quickly to miss out on these decadent goodies. So that's what I did for snacks. Sometimes when I think of them, when I stop to a moment to think of a gift, I get a fun little snack idea. So I'm happy that I can stop for that. Otherwise, I make the same kind of snacks. I think when I put a little bit more effort into it, my family feels loved, and that's why it's a gift. My journal prompt here was write yourself a letter expressing love and kindness for during those overwhelming and crazy moments that might make you feel like shutting down. So here's that love letter. Oh, it's kind of long. I guess I needed that. A gift to myself, listen to the December and Christmas affirmation videos. Oh, I made some affirmation videos for the month of December and also one related to Christmas. And I actually so enjoy going back to these. It's a gift. It's a quiet moment, I think, just a few minutes, but it gives me that little step away time to feel all refreshed again afterwards. If you want that little time of quiet or little gift to yourself, then I'll put the link below if that's something that you'd enjoy. A gift to my family, wrap up the gifts, put up the stockings. Short and sweet gifts, but stock full of love and cheers. I smile into the stockings and blow kisses into the gift packages, loving and caring thoughts. So I think adding a little fun and humor, a little joy to it just makes the journal all the more special. I'm not going to read everything. It's to give you little ideas. Give to myself a Zoom call with my faraway friend. Wishful. So besides including some of the usual things that you would find maybe in a Christmas journal, like wishes or gifts that you'd like to share, to-do lists, maybe menu ideas, a shopping list, decoration ideas and inspirations, there was something calling out to me. I wanted something that was a little bit more nurturing to my spirit, especially this time of year. And it became such a play with possibilities and such a gift during those very hectic and busy moments. So I wanted to share it with you here in case it would be something that you would like to give to yourself as well. When you just have a few moments to spare and you could just jot down a little message to yourself. I'm delighted and grateful to be present in each and every moment. So that's a beautiful affirmation for this month. And I wrote, I'm repeating it over and over. I'm delighted and grateful to be present in each and every moment. By being in the present moment is really the only way to feel delight and gratitude. And at this time, it seems the only way I'm able to take in and deeply savor the beauties of the season and the joys of Christmas. Because it's so easy to all let it slip by. It's so easy to go on with business as usual. And when new things add up to my work list or to-do list or wish list, I lose sight of the Christmas spirit. Of course, I can't bask in it at every moment of the day. There's real life going on all around me. I'm human after all. But in those tiny moments, the tea time, the lights flickering outside, lighting a candle, putting on Christmas music while I cook, enjoying the chance to clean, because now I do, after years of being in pain. Oh yes, this felt so amazing just to be able to clean my house without pain, because that time of year I got carpal tunnel surgery. So I was being grateful for being able to do anything around the house without being in horrible pain. Now, I think I kind of take it for granted again, being able to do all those things with my hands, but this is a good memory. Just to go back to that makes me feel extra grateful for my hands and how they work and function. So another kind of gift to myself is the realization of some areas I can make some progress in. So even just wanting to grow in a certain area, that can be a gift. A gift to my family, a clean home, tidying up, wiping, dusting used surfaces, joyfully, happily plugging through, picking up dirty socks, wiping and cleaning up cat throw up. Ooh, yeah. Helping my boy create and wrap up a Christmas gift to a friend. Helping my daughter with her homework as she quotes me her memorized text again and again and again. But this is my joy, being their mom and still having a little piece of their lives to treasure and hold dear. So I'm definitely going to be appreciating this year as well. I think every year, because Christmas is a time that we all get back together again. I want them to enjoy that coming home. Maybe on some days I did one entry, maybe some days I did a few. Oh, 26. So, okay. I want to show you that it's okay to miss a few days. On the 21st, I did 1, 2, 3 little things, 4 little things, and then that was it till the 26th, because that's probably when all the festivities happened. And that's okay. It doesn't make it any less special. Like, I'm coming back to this journal and I'm not checking every date that I put something in or didn't. I'm just enjoying coming back to this and rereading what I wrote and what I loved and what I savored, what made that time special. I've come back to this journal already a few times this season, this month, and I discovered 2 things by going back to it. One is the realization of how I've grown, how I've changed, maybe some of the ways I saw things, and also even how I expressed myself. I think I've gotten a little bit better at saying things or expressing my feelings and emotions. And that's when I see growth. When I go back a year or two into my journals and I saw how I wrote, I saw what I told myself. And I think this year I've seen how I'm giving myself even more love and compassion. It's almost become part of me. It's not that I have to try so hard or write all these affirmations to feel that way. I actually feel that way, so I can write from my heart. And the second thing I noticed and discovered from this journal is that some of the things that I was going through last year are also very similar to the things that I'm going through today. And what spoke to me then still speaks to me today, but in a different way. So it's almost like I'm enjoying that memory, that loving message all over again, and in a whole new way. Even if it was something difficult that I went through, even if there was a challenge involved, even though there were some tears, maybe some weights, maybe some lonely moments, some trying times, I still have the fond memory because I didn't stay in that pit. I didn't stay in the valley. I wrote myself into well-being. I wrote myself uphill. The greatest gift is that lesson learned from that difficulty, or that growth, that inner strength that helped me to overcome it and get through it. And if you would like these little papers, these little cards to add and beautify your journal, then feel free to download them. They are totally free, is my gift to you, and I would love to see you making a little journal for yourself, just what it needs to be. Of course, feel free to add anything else that you want in your journal. It's the way that you make it personal to you that gives it that magical moment, and that makes it that perfect gift for you. I hope that you'll give yourself a little gift this season, even if it starts with cutting a few cards out into a beautiful book, filling up an empty book that you have, or treating yourself to a beautiful notebook and writing a few words that come to mind. This is the gift that I call the gift that keeps on growing on me. And it keeps growing with me year after year. I could say it's the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that keeps sparkling joy, that keeps warming my heart, that keeps spreading love or making memories or feeling appreciated.